वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you everyone for joining us in the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We'll continue our study, chapter 16, text 8 onwards. Before we go, so we have been trying to understand this question, and if it comes as a mystery, good. If Krishna consciousness comes as a mystery, it is a very, I'm sure it will be a charming mystery. Krishna consciousness mystery will be very charming mystery. Um, any other mysteries in life, in general, they have their charm, but it is not very long lived, short lived only. The mysteries, the excitement, the thrills, the adventure, and they when they don't go fine, they really make us very upset. They really make us very depressed or upset. But Krishna consciousness mystery is such a mystery, even if we are clueless in our practice of Krishna consciousness, but as long as we are continuing to practice, it is a very relishable mystery then. Mm. But some things in life, say studies, money, finance, uh, where where we have to wait upon time and we don't know. So suppose given a job interview and I have to wait for the result. I don't know what it could be. Suppose some real audition, na? And then I have to wait for my turn to come and sing, or some sport, some result. So that wait and all, it creates a sense of desperation and material workings. But in Krishna consciousness, this wait for Krishna, this wait to become a devotee and all, that in itself is very mystically joyous giving. So we had been trying to explore or understand this question. Mm, what is that uh, emotion, quality, uh, value, say, trait, which is heavily revered, heavily revered, sought after, desired in material life, but in pure Krishna consciousness and spiritual world, in pure Krishna consciousness, it is a complete no. It does not exist. It is invalid. It just cannot sustain. It just cannot. It is completely invalid. So think of it and share what is that quality which is so desired, sought after in material world, but no one wants that quality in spiritual world, in pure Krishna consciousness. Everyone prays for it uh, in material life, but no one prays for it in spiritual life. Yes, Renus, you have power. Renus says, is it power? Power is something not revered, it is not respected in material life. By power generally means a connotation tyranny, dictatorship, sort of one who wants power. Why? So that he can rule over using this power. So power, this sort of power, is not respected in material life. Yes, Rajeshri?
Maybe fame and wealth.
Fame and wealth. Fame also, in many material sense, it is not so much appreciated. If someone is commonly visible, okay, he's hankering for fame, he's wanting fame. Mm. And wealth as well. If someone is chasing after wealth and all, is not so much respected or appreciated. Rather, it is seen sometimes in it is seen, oh, look, he's such a. There are many millennials, na, but they are not so looked upon.
Hmm.
And seeking fame in pure Krishna consciousness, it is no harm. Yes, I want to be known as a devotee of Krishna. In Mahaprabhu's Samvad with Ramanand Rai, Chaitanya Chaitamit Madhya Leela, chapter 8. So Mahaprabhu asks a series of questions that what is the highest fame? So Ramanand Rai replies, the highest fame is to be recognized by a devotee of Krishna. So we aspire for that. When we go out in streets, say Harinam or in general, oh, who is he? Oh, well, he's a devotee of Krishna. It brings such a joy. Wow, someone takes me as a devotee of Krishna. So there is scope for fame in pure Krishna consciousness. And that fame is again connected with Krishna, which brings joy to Krishna. See, the more famous a devotee becomes, what will he do? He will glorify Krishna only. Prabhupada, na? What did he do? He made Krishna even more famous. Of course, Krishna doesn't need anyone to be made famous. Krishna is naturally famous. But this is the thing of a devotee. He makes Lord famous, and Lord, what does he do? He makes devotee famous. And this cycle goes on, goes on, goes on. Now, for us to understand this sort of rasa mood, the more we try to glorify a devotee, hmm, the quicker we will understand the inner charm, inner message, the inner heart of Krishna consciousness. So yeah, wealth also, someone wanting wealth in material world. Adequate wealth is fine, but someone who is only or heavily after wealth is not respected. So, such continue thinking on these lines, or continue on this question. What is that quality which is very helpful, very beneficial in material life, but in Krishna consciousness, we do not want to have it. So we pray for a quality to adopt the quality in material life, but we pray that we never have that same quality in Krishna consciousness. No. So, so Deepti is saying that quality where people know how to get their work done by any mean. Again, this quality, na, how to get my job done by any means, any ways, is not so appreciated in material life. If I try to act smart and get my job done, it is not respected and appreciated in material life. And yeah, of course, any cheating, any hidden agenda, duplicity has no place in pure Krishna consciousness. And in material life also, it is not respected. So, yeah, if we are encouraged and inspired by this question, very good. If this question makes us lose any sleep or while whatever we are doing, if this question comes to our mind in regular intervals, which is good, which is good. And yeah. So Pip says detachment. Detachment is something which is very appreciated in material life, but it does not have any space in spiritual life. So we pray for detachment, material detachment, huh? That detachment from matter. But in pure Krishna consciousness, what we so detachment from matter is what we pray for in spiritual life. Sorry, in material life, and a detachment from matter in spiritual life. In pure Krishna consciousness, nothing is matter. Even matter is spiritual by consciousness. Mm. So, this sort of thing, detachment from sense gratification. Detachment, detachment essentially means what? Like not being the center of all I survey. That is detachment. Mm. Bringing Krishna in the center, and I not be in the center. Then, yes, for Krishna's sake, for Guru and Gaurang's sake. So that sort of mood is there. It exists in spiritual world. It exists in pure Krishna consciousness. Detachment is essentially what? That I not be the sense enjoyer. I'm detached. That I am not the center. I am not the enjoyer. I am not the controller. Then who is the enjoyer? Who is the controller? Krishna is the enjoyer. Krishna is the controller. So such sort of detachment is there in Krishna consciousness. It definitely has its space and scope. There's nothing like matter in Krishna, in pure Krishna consciousness, and matter is here in material life, of course. So detachment is appreciated in Krishna consciousness, and that same detachment is there in scope for in pure Krishna consciousness as well. Again, detachment is also can be in society a bit misunderstood. There are many things in society which is a bit misunderstood or misconception. And detachment doesn't mean going up in mountains or going in isolation or not being in any relationship with anyone. That is helpful. Going in seclusion, loneliness is also a bit helpful. But I mean, then going too much in seclusion or loneliness, then what we become? Big chance, what? Big potential, what? That our detachment will become our attachment. That I am not attached to television, I'm not attached to social media, I'm not attached to this, then what? I am attached to having not attached to all of this. Real detachment means detachment or renunciation is what? Detaching myself from sense gratification, which is appreciated, wanted, desired in material life, and it is there in spiritual consciousness as well. So think over it. Something if if something can ignite my Krishna consciousness, we should take on board. If something can inspire me in the practice of Krishna consciousness, we should take on board. If something that strengthens our faith, mm, Prabhupada was in some discussion with someone. So Prabhupada was quoting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead more through Brahma Samhita. And he said to the other person or to that committee or group, that if you have a better concept of God, then bring it forward to us. We are all ears. We are ready to listen and we will imbibe it in our practice if you have something better from revealed scriptures. Mm. So, anyone who strengthens our faith in Krishna consciousness, helps us in the practice of Krishna consciousness, it should always be encouraged. And human life, na, it begins what? With inquiry. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now is the time to inquire. It begins with inquiry. And if any sort of inquiry it helps me, it creates inquisitiveness, can lead to thirst for knowledge. Inquisitiveness, thirst for knowledge. Na? Inquisitiveness can help us really appreciate or be knowledge seeker, put us in the path of knowledge. And then when we are enamored by knowledge, we will want to live by it. And living by knowledge is what? Wisdom. And we want to become wise, not otherwise. Hare Krishna. So let us see chapter 16, text 8. Asatyam te jagatahuranishwaram अपरस्परसम्भूतं Kim anyat kamahetukam. So, Anuja read translation. Rajashri, if you can read purport. Okay, Anuja, we are not able to hear you though.
They say that this world is. Ashish, give me a minute. Okay.
So, Rajshri, you read translation. Maybe Anuja can read purport. Rajshri, read translation. We'll ask Anuja to read purport. Huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
Hmm. Anuja, if... Okay, Rajshri, read purport.
Hare Krishna.
Ashish, I can
The
read.
demoniac conclude that the world is phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance, material actions, and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is God behind it. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the Supreme Spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance in creation. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as in a dream, we may create so many things which actually has no existence. Then, when we are awake, we shall see that everything is simply a dream. But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, they are very expert in enjoying this dream. And so instead of acquiring knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. They conclude that as a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between man and woman. This world is born without any soul. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced the living entities. And there is no question of the existence of soul. As many living creatures come out from perspiration and from a dead body without any cause, the whole living world has come out of material combinations of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Maya dhakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. In other words, among the demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation. Every one of them has some particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another, for they do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions. Should I read translation again?
Yes, read translation.
They say that this world is unreal with no foundation, no God in control. They say it's produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now, fascinating the demonic nature. We are starting reading from here. Huh? Well, Krishna described little bit from text 4, 5 onwards, and also 5, 6, 7, but 8. Okay, Anuja, read translation of text 7. Just the translation of text 7. We'll try to discuss little bit text 7, just translation lines, and then 8.
I'm not
It will
able to.
it's coming on screen.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
Very nice. See, yeah, those who are, those who do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done, is a bit of a lunatic, right? Uh, uh, Lunatic. See, one definition of demonic is what? The demon doesn't necessarily mean someone who has got horns in his head, on his head, huh? Horns on his head, and one who is very dark looking, very gothic looking, very shabby looking, very fearsome looks. No. Yeah, that as well. We see in lower planetary systems people who are very uh, horror looking. But the real demonic is what? Enviousness of Krishna, enviousness of God. Envy is what? Envy means elder brother of jealousy. Envy is elder brother or elder sister of jealousy. या jealousy की बड़ा भाई या बड़ी बहन या jealousy की सास. Jealousy we understand, right? Jealousy's mother-in-law is envy. Envy is very dangerous. Envy is practical jealousy. Envy is active jealousy. Hmm. So envy is alive jealousy, working jealousy, functioning jealousy. Very dangerous. Envy is such a cancer that cannot be get rid of, cannot be gotten rid of. Lust can be got rid of, greed, pride, anger, illusion, vanity, insanity, lunacy. I don't know if there is a word lunacy, but lunacy. But envy is such a cancer, it just cannot be got rid of. Like envy, for getting rid of envy, one has to make special, extra special prayers and really. And it is this envy which is aparajjanak, na, very offensive. Hmm. So, kind of a definition of a demon, not someone who looks very horror, say. Demonic is someone, again, a person could be lusty, greedy, and all, not necessarily demon. Huh? These are conditioned nature. But the real clue of a demonic person is what? When you talk of God or Krishna, when you talk of spiritual subject matters, when you talk of soul, it puts one off. That is demoniac. One who does not believe in the existence of God, rather who envies God, who curses God, uh, one who takes God to be imaginary, uh, one who manufactures God, and one who wants to get rid of God. This is Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu. What do they understand? These demonic personalities. That, oh, where does Vishnu reside? Vishnu resides in Yajna, or Vishnu takes the side of Brahmana, or Vishnu resides in mantras. So let us kill these Brahmanas. Then there will be no Yajna, there will be no mantras, because these Brahmanas feed Vishnu and Vishnu gets his power from them. So let us kill them, Brahmanas. Then we get rid of Vishnu. So someone who sees God as his competitor, who wants to wipe out, who someone who sees God as the problem in life, one who sees religion as a problem, is a very demoniac person. And now there are people in society who who do not shy away to put a finger blame easy straight away on God, straight away on religious people. holy saintly people. So to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives in the propagation of the holy name of the Lord. So someone harboring a blasphemous mentality, not in heart, they bring it out, they speak it out. That is demonic. That is the uh, proper pakka demonic. Mm. Yes, Pip? Mm. 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 So Pip has a very good question that we hear in scriptures, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Saint Chaitanya Charitamrita, as well in broad scriptures say that we hear some personalities as demoniac or demon, but they are not demoniac or demon in this light. So how come they are referred to as demoniac or demon is the question, right? So yeah, Vitrasura, pastime of Vitrasura, pastime of Prahlad Maharaj as well, born in a demoniac family. Now Vitrasura, the name itself, Vrit means cover and Asura, demonic person. So how are they considered like demonic? But then Vitasura had a very transcendental quality, the transcendental qualities of Vitasura, chapter 11 and 16 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uh, so Vitrasura, na, yes, what he is King Chitraketu only in a previous life, but he had a say a misunderstanding somewhat with his own god brother, a misunderstanding with his own god brother. Now, relationships between god brothers, they have to be even more friendly. Not just this respect. No, friendly. Respect is fine, Baba, but in Krishna consciousness, in devotee culture, devotees means what? Friends, na? That friendly relationship, genuine love, care, that sort of relationship. Mm. So, uh, And so Vitrasura, Lord Shiva, his god brother, but there was some say misunderstanding. Again, this is an arrangement of the Yogmaya of the internal potency of the Lord that to heighten or to speeden up Vitrasura's. Krishna was more a bit becoming greedy or desperate to have his darshan. So in order to put him on fast track zone, what did he do? Okay, let me do some arrangement and let Vitrasura then come into a demonic body, and this is how we meet up Vitrasura. So although Asura, but yet when we see his Udgar, his expression of love, pure devotee, such a pure devotee. Mm. So this is to signify to mean not to judge a person by his external feature, external look. uh, as they say, no, not to judge a book by its cover. Mm. So not to judge a person, oh, where does he come from? Oh, he comes from such a such place. That's his background and that's his conditioning and all. No, not to judge someone based on that. Someone could well be in a demoniac family, but through his behavior, through his heart, through his expression, Vitrasura is not at all a demonic. That is just the tag, like the external bodily tag, na? This material bodily identity. But in consciousness, one need not be at all like that. So externally, one is taking this dress, male body, female body, all this external. So likewise for Vitrasura also it was like externally, yeah, demon family, demon, but internally pure Krishna Bhakta. And what Krishna does with his pure devotees is his own personal plan, agenda, game, how he plays it. And the Yogmaya does all this arrangement. And with this to unite Krishna and his pure devotee. And when we give oral reception to them and we find our interest in them devotees, then we benefit out of it. the conditioned souls. So for him, we cannot say, oh, how is he demonic? No, he's not demonic. And surely he did not have this envy or jealousy towards Krishna, Lord. Hmm? But the message for us is to be very careful in our dealings with Vaishnava, especially God brothers. Uh, King Chitraketu, he jokingly, he did not offend as well, but he now these are all learnings and teachings for us. And jokingly, we may say something to one of, say, our God brother, but externally it may appear, oh, I was just joking, but internally, sometimes we have that grudge, we have that jealousy, we have that envy that we want to externally just smile, oh no, I'm just joking, but internally, brothers, they have this spirit of competition. Same age group, say, brothers, oh, my elder brother, he has externally achieved a lot in world. So he might jokingly say something. Oh, he was such a young growing up. He was such a headache. Mm. But he may come across as sounding as a joke, but inside he may mean something. So this is something for us in our dealings to be very careful. Uh, just on say again a behavioral thing, jokes or fun or comedy, na, or this joke or prank, it should be done in a way never to upset someone. One may mock oneself, but not to put in danger or trouble to someone. That is not joking. That is not a surprise. That you want to surprise someone, but that surprise puts someone in anxiety. That's not good. That, oh, I was just trying to have a good fun and joke, but it is making someone a bit impatient. It is giving someone any anxiety. So that is not healthy fun. For oneself, one may insult someone, one may mock oneself. That is fine. But joke is not like to put someone down. So in this instance, the learning for us is how to be deal with God brothers, and dealing with God brothers should be very friendly. Respect is there round the culture with everyone, but with some God brothers, with almost every God brother, there has to be a very friendly dealing, and with some God brothers, even more friendly dealings, and no offensive mentality towards a devotee. Now, in this instance, what happened with Rasura, Parikshit Maharaj, these are internal arrangements of Lord. Hmm. These are the Lord's pastimes with them. And we cannot possibly understand, but they are learnings and teachings for us. It is not for Bharat Maharaj and all. These are them are elevated souls. But for our benefit only, they are leaving behind some trails and learnings. Does this answer your question? Hmm. No, God brother does not mean other Vaishnavas. God brother means uh, general that someone is a spiritual master and he has two disciples, so them two disciples are God brothers. Now there could be a third devotee who is also a disciple but of another spiritual master. So yeah, everyone is a God brother in a sense. Everyone because everyone is a spiritual master or two spiritual masters. They do not have any difference in tattvas, na, in siddhant, in understanding of Krishna. Bhav could be different, mood could be different. The mood of service to Krishna could be different. But tattva in philosophy, in siddhant, there is no difference. Uh, in terms of bringing joy to Krishna, there is no difference. The way, the mood could be different. So in that sense, yeah, everyone is a God brother. But then someone who I am directly initiated by and who someone else is also, if he is also directly initiated by the same divine personality, then that God brother and that relationship is very should be very friendly, sublime, and more out of love. So Lord Shiva and King Chitraketu being god brothers in the sense Lord Shiva also worships Lord Sankarshan, expansion of Lord Balram, and King Chitraketu also worships Lord Sankarshan. So in that regard, yeah, they are god brothers, and we see this in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. So uh, dealings with god brothers Vaishnavas, they have to be of a different level altogether. So demoniac, yeah, demoniac is someone who is envious of religion, religious scriptures. Uh, so who is envious of Krishna Katha, and now he would want to object, he would want to come up with logics, argument, everything to defy God, to defy the existence of God, one who finds problems with God, one who blames God, one who curses God, one who curses God, one who curses godly people, godly men. Hmm. One who has problem with God, one who has problem with godly men, godly people. Them are envious. Could be well dressed human beings. Nicely dressed and good job, good money and all. But in their how, in their spirit, in their understanding, if they harbor such things, then they are very demoniac. And them people, they should be left on their own, say. We are not so elevated and we shouldn't, um, what is that saying? Only fools tread there where angels fear to preach. Something like that, right? Only fools go where angels fear to preach. So even elevated personalities would fear to going to some demoniac, envious personality and preaching him and spending time with him and trying to help him understand Krishna concept. But a fool will say, "Oh no, no, I will go and I will preach." And so this is the proper pakka symptom of someone who is demoniac. Rest then from their lust, greed, all this comes about. But the main thing is this. Now, someone who is a God believer, but say is lusty, greedy, or very materialistic, we cannot call him or her a demonic person. Someone who has some faith, although misconstrued faith, construed faith, a bit say improper faith, but still one who abides by some authority cannot call as such them as demoniac. They're not atheists, na? But demoniac is someone whose faith is very fixed up in enviness, in jealousy, in cursing, blaming God, denying God. One who gets very angry when God is discussed, godly subject matters, God related qualities are discussed, um, scriptures are discussed, promotion of spirituality is discussed. So, text 7 now. Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So, uh, a demonic person, as in one who is very possessed by his own thought, own mentality, own interpretation of scriptures. There are people who do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Like in today's morning class, we heard, right? Corona Bhavan Temple President Prabhupada Prana Prabhu giving class and saying like there are many who get bribed into spirituality or religion by money or by some force. So demonic people, they do not know what is to be done and they will do wrong things in the name of God, uh, and they won't do the right things in the name of God. Understanding the will of the Lord, understanding the word of the Lord, understanding the message of the Lord. They will take it completely otherwise and do completely which is senseless. And neither cleanliness nor proper behavior. No external cleanliness, no and internal cleanliness. And proper behavior. Now, this word proper is something very amazing or deep or profound. See, just us practicing Krishna consciousness, it is right to do japa, but much better is to do proper japa. We just do not want to do right japa, we want to do proper japa. It is right to do japa. Now we need to learn how to do proper japa. Rather, it is right to do proper japa. So there is a difference between right and proper, and that journey has to be covered. As in, it is right to study Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is right to study Srimad Bhagavatam, it is right to do japa, associate with devotees, take prasadam. Now we want to do all of this properly. Now, who can help us transition from right to proper? Right meaning generally that, okay, I understand, I get it, somewhat someone is trying to educate me, and yes, I'm getting it right. Or, fine, I've got enough, I can read on my own, I can listen on my own, I can chant on my own, and it is the right thing to do, I've got it. Hmm. So, right generally can bring us a tendency or give us this idea that I can figure it out myself. So right is very much mind based. One's ability, one's mind, one's thought, one's understanding based. Proper is what? When we rope in a devotee, then he lets us know what is proper. What is proper? That it is right to do japa, but it is not proper to, like, is it right to do japa in toilet? Yeah, it's not wrong. Uh, Anyone can chant anywhere, say, but it is not proper. It is not proper. Is it right to take prasadam while walking? Yeah, it is definitely not wrong as such, like, but it is not proper. So something what is proper has to be seen. Krishna doesn't like what is right or what is wrong, but definitely he appreciates what is proper. Proper meaning what is etiquetely good, what is culturally good. And one should never transgress etiquette and culture. That is more grossly, say, hurting than someone doing something. Again, lust is not so heavy than pride. Pride is even more heavier than lust. Hmm. Likewise, improper behavior is more something grossly wrong, say, uh, than some here and there odd doing mistake or wrong thing. So one should be very careful in properly conducting practicing Krishna consciousness. Now we want to practice it proper. As in yesterday or last time when we were reading, we discussed this example, right? That is it right to call my father, say, as my mother's husband? To address my father as, oh, my mother's husband. Well, I can tell my mother, I can tell my father and brothers and friends, what wrong am I saying? Yeah, he's my mother's husband. Are you not my mother's husband? Am I saying anything wrong? It is right only what I am saying. You are my mother's husband. But it is very improper. It is not proper. Hmm. So, likewise, it is right to do Krishna Bhakti, but it is right to do it properly. Now we should do it more properly. Uh, so demonic, they don't do what is right, what to speak of proper. Rather, they would do things properly which they should not be doing at all. As in, they will be defying the existence of God properly, coming up with whatever logic, coming up with whatever thing, very convinced. Uh, So they will do all irreligious thing mm, properly, shooting people up. Now they will plan it so proper that yes, let's fire, let's shoot people up. So what is not to be done, they will do it properly. And what is to be done, what to speak of proper, they won't do the right thing at all. And cleanliness, no external cleanliness, what to speak of internal cleanliness. People do not even know what is internal cleanliness until and unless one comes in devotee association and brings a lifestyle change, does comes into a daily schedule of sadhana. So there is a great deal of difference between right and proper. So and we should always be seeing what is right and what is proper. This will enhance our decision making in dealings with Vaishnavas, what to do, when, how. So something could still be right, but it is not proper. Like some Vaishnava comes to the room, say, and we are, or say, class is going on, and someone is doing japa in the class. Huh? Is it well? Is it he's not doing anything wrong? Is what wrong is in doing japa in the class? No, but it is not proper na, to do japa in the class. So now is we want to practice Krishna consciousness in a proper sense, and this is where we can take it even more proper sense when we associate with someone who is properly situated in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada did things which were not only just right but very proper, such a visionary. Just doing things right will lead us where what? We may come to fall in this ditch of what? Mundane morality or political correctness. If we just play this card of right. No? People love playing, placard is it's called, right? Holding with some message and all. So people love putting a placard. This is right, woman equality, inequality, pay, all these things. This is right, right, right. When we go too much about right, we will just become mundane moral. We might become just mundane moralist or trying to be political correct. Yeah, or trying to look good, trying to sound good, trying to sell oneself good, trying to promote oneself as good, trying to show as good. That is such a horrible sense enjoyment, subtle sense enjoyment. That, oh, I better speak good only, I do not want to hurt or offend someone. That is a very subtle sense enjoyment. Why? I want to impress upon others that I am good, I am gentle, I am kind. Uh, I want to impress upon ladies I am good, or ladies may want to impress upon men that I am very good servient, very good service attitude. This does not help. Like His Grace Adokshaja Prabhu, he shares one pastime, one story actually. What? That in America, a boy, it's a teenager or whatever year, he was taken into foster care, and the aunt or the lady who was looking after the boy, she was so, say, in the name of kindness, in the name of protecting him, caring and loving him, she never ever corrected or complained or disciplined him. Whatever the boy wanted, she gave. huh? And she let the boy eat all sorts of things. If he's not sleeping on time, no problem. If he's playing too much, no problem. Why? Because the boy has no parents. He's an orphan. Uh, how can I be rude, harsh, or how can I be strict and all? It's okay. With time, he will grow with time. So she never chastised. She never disciplined or corrected the boy. She never taught him what is right and what is proper. Say. So one day what happened? The boy, smooth spending time in outside world and all. Every His aunt used to listen everything of him, so he wanted the world should also listen. And one day the world was not listening. What did he do? He then physically beat someone up to the point of death, shot someone or beat someone up to the point of death. And he was taken into custody by police, and he was put behind the prison for a long period of time, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever years. And finally, he was given death sentence, electric shock. I believe they give in America electric shock and like that. So he was given for that sentence. And on final days and all, he was asked, "Have you got any desire or something?" He said, "Yes. Can I meet my aunt who raised me, my foster parent, foster mother?" Said, "Yeah, sure." They arranged for it. So the lady came and they both sat down face to face, saw each other, and the boy, in his pain, in his real pain from his heart, what he went through. The boy, he went to the aunt saying, telling him, "I've got something to tell you, but I will speak it in your ear." So aunt said, "Yes, fine, okay." And he went close to the ear and he bit the aunt's ear like anything. He bit the aunt's ear and he was trying to pull her ear out altogether, and blood was coming. He went very physically violent, and then police came, stopped her, and he was like, "Why did you do this? What is going on?" So the boy replied, "Why you spoiled my life altogether? Why did you not correct me as a boy when I was growing up, when I was just doing whatever I wanted, whatever I thought to be right? Why did you not teach me that this is not right? This is not proper? Why didn't you reprimand me then? Why didn't you discipline me then? And look, you gave me so much of freedom, and what did I end up doing with this freedom? Is it any good then someone is losing control, but we do not try to say anything to that person? Why the person may get angry and offended? Huh? Someone is a sadhu, na? It doesn't shobha, it doesn't befit, it doesn't suit a sadhu that someone comes to him seeking material enjoyment, and sadhu also, okay, fine, let me give, because if I do not give people these material blessings, they will not come to me. That's such a horrible level of sadhu who he puts people into material sense gratification. Who doesn't kill their material desire for sense gratification, who doesn't cut it off. What sort of sadhu is that? So, right and proper. Now, someone's grandmother, 80-year-old, say 60, 70-year-old, now her hand may be shaking. Huh? People, when they are, say, 80, generally, some people, their hand starts shaking. Now, if someone imitates his grandmother, "Oh, grandmother, do you want tea? Take this tea, grandmother," and all. Now, if someone is imitating, "Oh, look, I do good mimicry. I will show you how my grandmother walks. She walks like this with stick and shaking." So, is he showing wrong? No, grandmother walks like that, but it is very improper. It is not at all proper. It is not at all appropriate. So, demonic people, their foundation is very envious of God, and they do all things very right or properly, those which should not be done altogether. Hmm. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or comments? Now, uh, they say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. People envy God. Envy God. This is why, okay, everything is come on its own, or so much of faith in science, academic science, makes one what? Atheist. Is this education which makes us become atheists or just mundane moral? Uh, They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So who is this they? The demonic people who see no foundation, no existence of God. They are very gross, thick-headed. Say that, can you show me God? Uh, They conclude this world is like a phantasmagoria. There's no cause and effect, no control. All this what? To wipe out the existence of God and take the position of God. As in, demonic people, this mentality what? You scratch my back and I scratch your back. Hmm. So you also enjoy, I also enjoy. You take your share of enjoyment, I take my share of enjoyment. You do not disturb my enjoyment, I will not disturb your enjoyment, and there is no God. We don't bring God at all in the center in the picture. We kill God, we do not discuss God. But as long as you are happy, you do your lust, greed activities. I do my lust, greed activities. You do not say anything to me, I do not say anything to you. Now, these are very dangerous, na? When going out book distribution or someone says, as long as you are happy. Uh, if it makes you happy, good for you. Good for you. Now look, okay, I am all right. Good for you. You do it. It is good for you. So you carry on whatever suits you, whatever pleases you. You do it. Now such a dangerous thing. Whatever pleases you, whatever makes you happy, do it. There has to be some rationality. No, there has to be some benchmark. There has to be some uh, proper points, some say validation, some justification around it. Otherwise, if I go with this attitude, whatever pleases me, this is conditioned mind, monkey mind altogether. Then one will do all sorts of nonsense. People do not like God because they see God as an obstacle in sense gratification. In economically developed countries, very uh, many people are atheist. Why? Because money is there now, government is there, money is there. Why do we need God then? If we have money, if government gives money and we have economic security, then we can do sense enjoyment. And why? Where is God then not needed? And in places or people where there is say a bit of economic less security, economic more economic insecurity, and then we follow God. And what do we ask from God? We want matter. God, supremely spiritual being, give me matter. Give me material world. How many of us have God been to say God prayed and asked for God Himself? No. What do we want from God? God give me material attachments only. Prabhupada shares this beautiful story, right? An elderly lady, 60, 70-year-old, say, lady, carries a wooden basket on her head and walks quite a bit of distance in a hot sunny day. Now say almost noon time, hot sunny day, and she walks carrying a big load. And in that heat, she loses balance, and the wooden basket falls from her head. It drops down, and in desperation, in genuine cry, she calls out, "Hey Govind, hey Krishna, help! Where are you? Please help me. I am helpless. I cannot do this. Please come." So she cries helplessly, completely helpless. And Krishna responds to such a cry only. So Krishna appears. Yes, uh, mm, what would you like, dear lady? Say. Krishna says. And you know what the lady says? Uh, this tokra, this basket of sticks, can you put them in my head again? Can you assemble them and do this thing? Just put one screw here, put one nut there, put one this thing here so that it is nicely stable for me to walk. Now look, God comes to our life and what do we ask from God? Can you do some material adjustments for me, please? Hmm. Someone say happens to live in the UK, although the queen has passed away, but say the king is there now, right? So someone say happens to live in the UK, and if he gets an appointment with the king. If he becomes somehow, if he becomes friends with the king, and what does he ask for the king? Oh, can you actually arrange me for a oyster card in tube so that I can travel with some discount? Hmm? If he says, oh, can you actually give me a bus pass so that I can now king, and you are asking for from him what? A bus pass. Wow, king will be saying you must be really crazy. Hmm? That is who we are. We ask from Krishna sansar, material world only what we ask from Krishna. Until and unless we come across devotees, we will be asking no more than this only. It is when we associate with devotees, we learn to ask. What is the best thing to ask from Krishna? Is Krishna himself. And if we get Krishna, then anyways we get matter also with Krishna. Buy two, get one free, right? So if we get Krishna, we get material world as well. Dhruva Maharaj, did he not got? In 6 months he downloaded Krishna through his tapasya meditation. Such a one-pointed meditation, all the demigods shook up and all. Uh, so such absorption. And in his meditation he captured Vishnu. And then Vishnu came out of his heart and he was like, what happened? And then Vishnu, Krishna was telling him, okay, take some benediction. What would you like? And Dhruva Maharaj says, no, no, I don't want anything from you. I made a mistake that I started my meditation wanting an empire. Hmm, wanting, I think that I thought that I was wanting diamond. I was thinking an empire to be diamond. But now I realize I was asking for broken glasses only. So I don't want anything from you. But Krishna says, Baba, please take something now, otherwise look what will the world say. Oh, 5-year-old boy engaged in bhakti, and look, 5-year-old boy, he lost all dreams. So we don't want to do such bhakti. We want to be enjoying in this world. We want women, we want wealth, we want sense enjoyment. If a 5-year-old boy becomes a sannyasi, oh Baba, we don't want to do such bhakti. So, okay, Krishna, Dhruva Maharaj, na, Krishna gave him so much material opulence, so much material opulence. And ultimately, what? He attained the abode, mm, Dhruva planet, personal planet altogether. So, buy two, get one free, na? Sort of. So, the best deal, say, if we ask Krishna from Krishna himself, then we get material world becomes the spiritual world for one. But without this cry, without this asking, simply we are loitering only in this material world after cheap, mundane sense gratification. Pip, you were saying something? Yeah, so Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, so I think this is Pip's question, that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam we hear 10, 8, yeah, 1088 8. So, Krishna says, to whom I favor, I show them special mercy. And what is my special mercy? I take away all the wealth from them so that their friends, family members abandon them and they are left with no shelter than me. So, is this the question? Then how come this is a favor? Then mm, so how those two ideas go together? One part we see Krishna giving Dhruva Maharaj so much, na? And another part, Krishna says, I take away. I take away all the material opulence and also that he is not disturbed. In both sense, Krishna is glorifying his devotee. That look, I gave this much to Dhruva, but he was still not dissuaded. Even after having so much and all, he was practicing proper Krishna consciousness. So the most motivating sloka in Bhagavad Gita by far, and for say someone who is new to Bhagavad Gita or who wants some interest in Bhagavad Gita, the most motivating sloka in Bhagavad Gita is which one? 922. हर्षा स्क्रीन में लेके आओ 922. अनन्या चेता सततम यो माम स्मरति नित्यस्य तस्य no tasyam sulabha partha. This is different. This is 814 anyways. 922. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nitya bhiyuktanam yogashema vahamyaham. So Bhagavad Gita 922, we can see when it comes on the screen the translation. So Yogashema Vahamiham. People, Krishna says in this sloka, right? What? That I preserve what you have. I will restore, I will keep what you have. And I will take away what you do not need and I will supply what you want. Okay, Harsha, read translation.
But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have.
Ah. So the second part of it is like music to our ears. So motivating, na? So joy, love we find when we hear someone saying, "Oh, I carry what they lack. I will supply whatever you are short of. I will supply, and whatever you have got, I will keep it intact." Wow, our heart starts dancing. Hmm? Imagine we tell a person, "Oh, you have got this property. Don't worry. I will be the insurance of your property. I will look after the house. No one will come into the house. And whatever you need for the house, the maintenance, I will supply all the maintenance." Wow, one will completely start dancing. Uh, But the first part we tend to avoid. To whom Krishna says, but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, hmm, meditating on my personal transcendental form. That is, but us conditioned soul, na, this is the most motivating sloka in Bhagavad Gita. The most, if you want to hire someone in Krishna consciousness, na, if you want to recruit, अच्छा screen हटा सकते हो. If you want to recruit someone in Krishna consciousness, this is the most one of the motivating slokas or say, mm, which gets our attention because conditioned soul, na, living entity, he is very much self-centered. मेरे लिए क्या है इसमें? He wants to see what is there for me in it. And if someone tells us, look, suppose we want to go to apply for passport and we are short of one or two documents, and the passport people say, do not worry, I will provide whatever you are lacking. I will carry, you are lacking this, I can sign it off. I will give you a paper and sign it off. And whatever you have, we will preserve it. We will keep it. We'll take it. Wow. Such a great job. You go for a job interview. Do not worry. Whatever you lack, we will fill it up. Hmm. And whatever you have, yes, we will make sure it is there. Hmm. This is not like you contribute this much, you fundraising, you raise this much money, and the government will meet up this much. One insurance company in India, na LIC, what their logo or slogan is what? जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. And they quote this yoga shema vahamyam. जिंदगी के साथ भी and जिंदगी के बाद भी, meaning we are with you whilst you are living. Hmm? We will provide and we will look after you whilst you are living. And once you pass away, we will still be with you. We will still be giving to you, to your family members. And Well, one should not make, first of all, any big promises. It's Krishna only who can fulfill promises and who can make big promises, big or small, suits him. So, like this question being, how do we understand? In one light, Krishna is giving to Dhruva Maharaj so much. In one light, he is giving to Sudama, Vipra Sudama, Brahman Sudama, na, so much. And another light, Krishna says that those who are dear to me, I take away all of their name, fame, money, and all, and I leave them with no one, so that when they are alone and not sheltered by anyone, they can take full shelter of me. Yeah, that is how I show my special mercy to them, special favor to them. Both are for us teaching us the qualities of a pure devotee. That Dhruva Maharaj, Sudama Vipra, given opulence, their devotion is not shaking. Hmm? And taking that opulence also, their devotion is not shaking. Prabhupada, Krishna took everything away from him, and then Krishna gave everything to Prabhupada. Huh? In 12 years, 14 times traveled the globe, 108 centers, how many goshalas, cow farms, restaurants, what not, everything. So, but Prabhupada's person, personality, before the establishment of ISKCON, after the establishment of ISKCON, still same, no change, still the same. If he wherever he used to go, he never used to live in a 7-star, 5-star hotels, still the same, still same prasadam, simple prasadam. So by meaning giving or meaning taking away, Krishna does not give this pumsam kilaikanta dhyam swakanam yasam padodi vibhumau rasayan narati narati yadvesha udvegadi mad kalirvyasanam samprayasa. Harsha, you can share screen. Shrimad Bhagavatam 6:11-22. Pumsam kilekanta dhyam swakanam 6:11-22. Swakanam means one who Krishna considers him as their own. Swakanam means one my own. So whom does Krishna consider as his own? One who are kilaikanta dhyam swakanam, as in one who are one pointed in attention in love with Krishna. To them, Krishna considers him as their own. Hmm. Okay, Deepti, read translation.
Persons who fully surrender at the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead and always think of his lotus feet are accepted and recognized by the Lord as his own personal or assistants or servants. The Lord never bestows upon such servants uh, the brilliant opulences of the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems of this material world. When one possesses material opulence in any of these three divisions of the universe, his possessions naturally increase his enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, and belligerence. Thus, one goes through much endeavor to increase and maintain his possessions, and he suffers great unhappiness when he loses them. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord says, Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajami aham mama manuvartante manus manusyah
Partha Sarvasaha. As devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Partha. Both Indra and uh, Vratasura were certainly devotees of the Lord, although Indra took instructions from Vishnu to kill Vratasura. The Lord was actually
Dipti,
more favorite.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just translation is fine, I think. Just
Okay.
translation is fine. The thing I was saying is, if we see this translation, see, persons who are fully surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord, uh, and always think of his lotus feet, are accepted and recognized by the Lord as his own personal assistants or servants. So, वही साधक है ना, who always thinks of Krishna, who remembers Krishna, who sees everything in line with Krishna, then Krishna considers as him as his own. So if we want to be considered Krishna by Krishna as his own, then this is the process. And then what does Krishna do? One who considers his as his own, Krishna does not give him material entanglement. Hmm. It does not give him material opulences and all, which creates what? Enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, belligerence. Thus, one goes through much endeavor to increase and maintain his possessions, and he suffers. Yeah. So much of hard struggle. First, hard struggle to what? Construct a house. And then, once how see, before a house is there, one cries, "Oh, when will I get a house? I will make mm, work extra hours." Okay, screen हटा सकते हैं. I will work extra hours to get a house. I don't. I'm okay to work extra hours. And once the house is there, then oh, I don't get this house. No one take away this house from me. No one. So where is the enjoyment? First, you work hard to get the house, then you worry that I do not lose this house. Where do you enjoy? Where is the enjoyment? See, this is such a farce, is it not? That is what Maya is. Makes us think that yes, house will give you happy. And if we do not have a house, we feel incomplete. Once we get house, we still feel insecure. Wow. गजब की बात ना सच look when you do not have house you feel incomplete and when you have house still you feel insecure worried. Hmm. So Krishna does not bestow such sort of material opulence. So upon Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna did not bestow material opulence. Before giving any opulence, and devotee Krishna is purified, na? Very mind and sense controlled, completely sheltered and dedicated. So Krishna is teaching us via Dhruva Maharaj how to respect Lakshmi and showing, look, my devotee Dhruva, even if given so much, he was never, he was still Dhruv. Dhruv means certain, fixed up in devotional service. He was not shaken. Huh? And some devotee like Chitraketu, such an advancing devotee. Chitraketu, when he became, look at the journey, na? First he was a king and he was very much into what? King and hankering and lamentation. Then Narad Muni, blessed by Narad Muni, dialogue with Narad Muni. Then hankering lamentation went off and became a devotee. Such an advancement. Oh, Chitraketu, that Chitraketu who had what? Mm, 10 million wives. Huh? He became a devotee now and on. So such an advancing devotee. And then what does Krishna do? Such an advancing devotee, then puts him in a demoniac body. Hmm? So takes away all those glories and all, puts him in a demoniac body. So giving glory, devotee is unshakable, and showing when I take away also glory, devotee is unshakable. And that is what when we are enamored by the beauty of Krishna, hmm, when we are enamored uh, by the relationship Krishna shares with his devotees, that loving bonding, then no beauty of this world will have a say on us. And we will never consider that, okay, I lost something or I gained something. So that was to show us, and this is the real mercy, no? This is the mercy. The, by taking away also, Krishna is giving us mercy. That what? Um, Giving us his to take complete shelter of him, and by giving us also opulence, Krishna is giving us mercy. What? That you do not have to worry about daily bread and butter. Engage nicely just in devotional service now. So in each and every way, Krishna is helping us become a devotee actually. And them are stalwarts, them are fixed up devotees altogether. Dhruva Maharaj, and what to speak of them, personalities, transcendental personalities, something on those lines. Does this answer your question? Okay, any other thoughts or comments or questions or say? Okay, I think we give it a rest here. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll see chapter 16, text 9 onwards. Thank you for your patient listening and encouragement. Hare Krishna, and I look forward to hearing your response. What is that quality which is most appreciated, wanted, revered, respected in material life? What is that quality which I should pray for in material life? And what is that quality which I should not want at all in pure Krishna consciousness? Hare Krishna.
Hare
Deepti,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Ji Prabhuji.
you have become host actually. If you can stop recording
Oh,
or end the meeting for all, huh?
okay. Just wait, Prabhuji.
Sure. देखो आप फोन से या कैसे हो वहाँ पे मोर करके आता है recording and you can stop the recording or end the meeting for all. A devotee's life should be like this only. On recording or outside recording,